Hi, I'm Mary Taylor, and I'm a member of the Cedar Falls Authors Festival Steering Committee. And we are working on a series of about 25 programs over the course of a year from May 2017 to May 2018, focusing on 5 nationally recognized authors from Cedar Falls. But we're also mixing in other authors, other folks that had writing careers having to do with the community, new authors. That's an ever-changing thing in our community and something that we're very proud of and really bringing to light during this festival. With me today is Nathan Arndt. He is the, I'm going to read this to make sure I get it right, the Assistant Director and Chief Curator of the UNI Museum. And they are doing a exhibition on Hake, who was kind of a multimedia guy before multimedia was a thing.
It was, and we were sitting around a staff meeting discussing what kind of authors we could do to work with you guys, and of course the normal ones came up, and we had been working with some of his prints in the museum, and I said, you know, he's an unusual candidate, but I said he did write books, he was published, but he was a media guy, so it kind of looked at a different version of writing in Cedar Falls. The entire group loved it, and we brought the idea to Rosemary, and Rosemary was thrilled with that idea. So we've ran with this, and we've dug and we've looked through personal notes and found quite a bit on his history to go along with these books.
Great. What are some details, what are some aspects of the exhibit that we might find when we go visit?
Well, we're going to be seeing his 5 books, of course, that he wrote, but also diving deeper. So when he started at UNI in 1938, what he was doing that inspired this love of history. And of course, going in from 38 to his TV career and what everyone knows him for, which is his landmarks in Iowa. So we're going to be looking at a lot of his chalk drawings that he did, paintings that he did, personal sketches. We have his original notes and what he was writing in the background of all this. Turns out he was a very well written man, took notes on everything. So his books are just kind of that tip of the iceberg, and you'll get to see some of these original writings that he did in the exhibit as well. It's really going to be quite a nice show, and of course on top of that we decided to show part of his original studio equipment. So a wide range of things, but also featuring on those key texts.
What are the, talk about the studio equipment,
Sure.
sort of antique, not quite antique, cameras and
So it's going to be a
system?
range. We have a lot of his original radio equipment from 1938. We've been partnering with the Cedar Falls Historical Society. We have some of our own pieces from that as well that came from that 1930s, 1940s period. On top of that, though, we do have some of his original studio lights, his camera. The big project we're doing that we're featuring, though, is the film strips themselves. The university has hundreds of Hake's original films, all of these on film, so you can imagine they're very difficult to play and work with. So we've been digitizing those, and we're going to be featuring those for the first time in a long time, but also showing the original film. Part of this exhibit is also to create awareness of preservation. So we're doing a project to digitize these, to preserve them, to get them out for the public use. It's been a huge project. It's been a lot of fun. Herb's recordings, we have not only that, we have audio as well. So a lot of his original audio recordings he was doing for his radio shows really show the man's personality, how he worked with people, that voice.
Awesome.
Once you hear his voice, it's very catching.
What are we talking about as far as quantities of films and audio recordings? I mean, he was at the university for more than 30 years, so this has to be quite a collection of things.
So the films, we have hundreds of the actual finalized, but on top of that, we have the dubbing versions as well. So the audio tracks, the video tracks, and we have a couple hundred of those. Audio tracks, not as numerous until we get to the cassette tapes, and we're probably dealing with about 200-300 of those as well. Many of them are unknown at this point. A lot of people haven't heard them, so we're trying to get those out as well. The exhibit's going to feature not just the video, but we're doing audio tracks. So as you walk through the different sides of the exhibit, you'll hear that. And we've divided the exhibit into 2 sections. One focused on his work at UNI, which he was really well known for, but then also his work in the Cedar Falls area, the Cedar Valley in Iowa. As some people know, he was a curator for the Iowa State Historical Society, the Cedar Falls one. And the recordings he did for each of those are quite interesting, ranging from the renovation of the Campanile in 1966 to foreign dignitaries that he brought in and just wanted to talk to about political issues.
Wow, wow, what fun. That sounds like a great exhibit. And tell us about where the UNI Museum is located now and how people can access that to see this.
Yes, the UNI Museum is now located on the first floor of the Rod Library. Really easy to get to. You come in the front door, swing right, you'll hit it right away. And within that space, we have a couple different things. We have our main collection space, which we've changed now. It's open storage. You can actually look through the windows and you can see what we're doing, but we also invite you to come in. We want you to use the collections, kind of explore what we have, use it for research. We also have something called the Culture Lab. This is a space where we provide technology and access for people doing scientific research. This is all free for any Iowans, any Cedar Falls people, students as well. So you can come down there, you can use this space. What's really nice about the museum being in the library is it is open at all times. So if you want to come see the exhibit at 10 o'clock at night, you can. But we have a lot of students that do just that. The offices are Monday through Friday, pretty standard hours, and we do a lot of rural school research as well. So one thing that people love us for is we are the Center for Rural School Education in Iowa. You can come in, make appointments, and look through thousands of rural school records from almost every county in the state. So we make sure we get that out to people. We're always working in digitizing these collections. We have an online database. Over 200,000 objects are available for people to look up at any time of day,
Wonderful.
Which is really great.
What is the time period for the Hake exhibit?
We plan on opening the Hake exhibit at the end of September. We're doing this to work around schedules with the Cedar Valley Authors Festival, so we can try to get as many people there as we can. We're also going to be having an opening exhibit that will be launching here real soon, and we plan on bringing people that knew Herb and to give this talk. We're trying to get one of his daughters to come back and talk about her dad. Some of them worked with him in the radio department, so getting firsthand experiences of Herb, who he was, and I'll tell you from the writings and what he said, he was quite a man, to the point where they shut down KXEL back in 1948 just because President Price said, well, this is what we're going to do, and Herb said okay, and he was very determined, and I love that about him, and hopefully we get more of these really kind of background stories of him from these people at the opening.
So it'll opening in late September and running through how long?
We'll be running it for the whole academic year.
Great.
So it'll be up through next summer.
So there's lots of opportunity to get in and see it.
Tons, and I encourage people, if you want to come down and get background stories, we do personalized tours. So we can only say so much in labels, but if you want to walk around with me, I'll gladly give you the stories and the background information on it.
Wonderful. All right, thank you very much. Looking forward to that.
Thank you.